Hello. One day, a sculptor received a task, a job to create a statue of an eagle, a beautiful bird with wings spread out, about to take flight. He received a block of rock from his client and was given 2 months to complete the work. After this time, the client came to check the final result. The artist led him to his studio, where in the middle stood a sculpture covered with black satin. Debris from the rock was still lying around the room. "Did you do it?" asked the client. "Have you finished the sculpture? Can I see it?" The artist said nothing, just smiled, and by pulling the canvas down, revealed the eagle. The client was astounded. The statue was so real, so perfectly carved. Even the texture of the single feathers could be seen. It seemed as if the bird would soon break away from the pedestal and fly away. "How did you get such great effect?" the client asked, shifting his eyes from the eagle to debris, still astonished. "I gave you this shapeless lump of marble, and now I see a unique and perfect sculpture. How did you do that?" "It was simple," the artist replied, still smiling. "I just removed all the parts from this rock that weren't this eagle." Creation by deleting. The eagle in this story is the real you. Your true values, your talents forged into skills, your unique melody. How to get there? Notice that when you start working on yourself, you don't start from a clean slate, from 0 point. You are no longer a tabula rasa. It's not a situation when you're creating some melody from silence. You are already some melody. There are already some chapters written in the book of your life. And you already have some beliefs, thought patterns, limitations. You are already someone. But are you that eagle or still need some carving? To answer the question, who am I? Let's first answer the question, who am I not? You see, we are all perfection in progress, in the process of sculpting. Some of us already see the eagle and are more focused on carving the details. But many of us still need to remove huge chunks of rock that aren't ours. Your unique melody is jammed by too many sounds. You don't need to figure out right now who you truly are and what is your life purpose, what is the shape of and the final result of the sculpture. You can start with removing habits, thoughts, people, places, activities that don't serve you anymore. Like the artist started from removing the debris, removing the unnecessary fragments, pieces of rock from this block. At the age of 20, 40, 50, we already have so much going on in our lives. It's very hard to add something new, even if it's something good, something better. So first, you need to find a space for it by removing something else. Why is it so important to remove what is not yours? Imagine if you had to make an important decision about your future under the influence of alcohol, hunger or anger. Would it be a good decision? Probably not. You would admit that you are not thinking reasonably and that you are not entirely yourself at that point. First, you will need to sober up or calm down, get back to your more natural state, and then decide. But it's easy to notice when we are drunk or angry. it's much harder to notice our limiting thought patterns. They are with us for so long that we think it's who we are. And they are often part of the debris that holds us back, that prevents us from being ourselves. Each of us has glasses through which we observe the world. Because of various difficult experiences, traumas, we put some filters on these glasses and we are unable to see the reality as it really is. Things like stimulants, strong emotions, hunger, pain, but also our beliefs and thoughts distort the image of the world, our image of the world, and most importantly, our image of ourselves. You probably know some people who have this unwavering and unfounded sense of their greatness and uniqueness, and those who have very low self-esteem, even though they are wonderful beings. If you have a pattern that you're not good enough, as many people do, it doesn't matter what business you decide to get into, what hobby, what sport. At some point, this negative life pattern will block your success. So first, you need to break free from it. And then you can decide what passion and what business to follow. Of course, second best option is to do it now, if you haven't done it in the past. If you want to be more of that ego, more yourself, you have to get rid of these filters, of these patterns. Or, if you can get rid of them, because sometimes that's impossible, just be aware of them. You can still have certain thoughts, but you already know they are not true, and you don't follow them. My friend told me a story recently. He was texting with his ex-wife about picking up their daughter from his parents. He was informing her that he will be late because of work. She started replying with some messages that made him upset. He started to get angry more and more. Finally, he decided to call her and ask what the real problem was. At this point, his old patterns already kicked in and he was quite angry. When he heard her voice, he realized she wasn't upset or disappointed, and really there was no problem. He had this moment, this space, but the pattern was too strong, and he started an argument with her. After I told him this story about carving an eagle, he said, "Okay, so I should ask myself at that moment I had what the eagle inside me would do." And he noticed that he doesn't know yet what the eagle would do, what would be the perfect answer, the best solution. His ego is still covered in too much of this debris. So I told him that firstly, he should have asked a simple question. What would the old me do? What the pattern inside my head tells me to do? And just don't do it. Choosing the best thing to do is a lot harder at some points than just choosing not to do the worst thing. As I mentioned before, you don't have to know your ego, your perfect self right now. It's not easy. What you need to know is who you are not anymore. Make a not to-do list. Write down the things that you've been doing so far and you know already that you shouldn't be doing them anymore. Think about the careers that you won't pursue, hobbies that you won't follow, because they are in the way of something bigger, something that is more for you. If you make room for good things in your life by removing the bad things, they will come naturally. If you decide to end a toxic relationship and never stay in one, you have a lot more chances to find someone who will respect you and love you. You don't need to search for the sun. It's there. Just remove the clouds. Thank you.